What's up, guys? I'm going to go over the one thing you need for fat loss, which, it's pretty easy. I think anyone could kind of come to this conclusion by themselves. But it's not all about that one thing. It's not. The only thing you need, get ready, this is a big secret, is a calorie deficit. There you go, now you can click off the video. You figured it out. A calorie deficit. But is that the only thing you should do for fat loss? For maximum fat loss? For losing fat efficiently? Just eating less? Doesn't matter what you're doing during the day. Doesn't matter how you're doing it. There's a million things. Right? I'm going to go over 3. Right? So maybe I should have titled this video 3. But I feel like 1 might get more clicks. So we'll see. 3 things. 3 things you need. Very simple, very easy. But that first one is a calorie deficit. So everyone has a maintenance calorie. Maintenance calorie, mine's about 2,900 calories a day, right? So try to calculate yours. If you're like me, you're 175, 12% body fat, about 2,900, 2,800 is going to be your maintenance, somewhere in there, right? And once you figure out your maintenance with a calculator, because there's calculators online, they're everywhere, plenty of places and stuff to use it. You get the point. Subtract about 500 calories from that. So take the 2,900 you calculated and bring it down, right? So mine's 2,400 right now. 2,400 calories. I have 180 grams of protein, 260 grams of carbs, and about 66 grams of fat. That's my total intake of every nutrient, right? Of the big 3. So that's how much I eat during the day. Very easy, very simple. Now the harder part is kind of figuring out what should I do alongside of my diet. Because if I just eat, and actually I'm going to lose weight, but not as effectively and not as efficiently as you could. So, that first one, calorie deficit, explained for you. Let's get in the second one, okay? We're going to go into strength training, right? So, training for strength. It can be bodybuilding or training for actual, raw power lift strength. But if you have a general workout where you work out for 30 minutes to an hour and you're hitting bench press, squat, deadlift, these different things that help you a lot, you're going to do just fine. You actually don't burn as many calories doing that than normal cardio, right? Here's why. When you're doing a normal workout, it's just, barbells and dumbbells and stuff like that, you're just kind of lifting a weight and exercising a muscle a little bit. You're not really sweating that much as you were, and you're not doing the kind of steady state cardio you could do to lose that fat. So you burn about anywhere from 150 to 300 calories on an average workout. So that's kind of a generalized idea of how many calories you're burning doing that, right? If you add cardio, that can be another 300 calories. If you do about 30 minutes, level 8 on the Stairmaster, that's what I do. I love doing it. But you can do the elliptical bike. You can walk for an hour. There's so many different ways to burn 300 calories, right? So make sure you're finishing off your workout or doing a workout, like a strength training workout, right? And do some cardio after. You're going to be doing just fine. So you guys got this. Hold on. What the heck? The one thing I need to add right here. Okay. So when you're doing strength training, I put this down in my notes. I know I should have a notebook because this isn't that professional. But walking is so good, and you're sleeping on it. You're sleeping on fat loss if you're not walking 7 to 10 15k steps a day. If you're really trying to burn fat, 15k steps a day is perfect, okay? So make sure you're strength training, make sure you're doing your cardio afterwards if you really want optimal results. Don't go insane on it, but hit it, okay? And the last thing, hopefully I don't turn this potentially 7-8 minute video into a 20-minute video with this topic because it's very easy for me to do, and I've struggled with it before. I used to be really lazy. I used to be really fat. I used to eat Cheetos, play video games all day, every day, not doing anything productive with my life. And here's what I did. My third thing. This can apply to lifting, fat loss, fat or gaining muscle. This can apply to anything. Anything in life. Business. Consistency. Consistency is what you need. You need consistency. If you're not consistent, you're not anything. Okay? If you can't be consistent with lifting, you can't be consistent with learning the piano, consistent with starting up that business, consistent with college, you're not going anywhere in that topic that you want to get good at, right? You have to be consistent. Have to be, right? Consistency is where results build up. It's like compound interest. You slowly build up, and eventually results start pouring out. You just have to be patient and wait, okay? Patience and consistency is my third thing. The only three things you need: calorie deficit, some training, and consistency. Very generalized, but that is what you need. If you're not being consistent, man, I'm sorry, you're not going to get there. You clearly don't want it enough. You clearly aren't willing to make the sacrifices to get that body you want, the body for somewhere that girls are going to awe at and guys are going to be jealous of, so many different things. You have to be consistent. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's completely worth it. If you're consistent with it, from my experience, it's worth it. I got a six-pack, I have some arm veins, I have all this different stuff. And obviously, it's not all about looks, but man, I feel a heck of a lot better, man. A heck of a lot better, right? But in order to do all this different stuff, you gotta have nuts. You gotta have the chops to do it, okay? And working your way up is the best way to do it. Start off slowly. Build up. Start with a small calorie deficit, like 200-300 calories. Build up to 500. Maybe if you're getting serious, 700, 1,000. Big stuff like that, right? And you can check out my other videos about it too. And establishing these three things is one of the biggest parts of anybody's journey with anything, right? It's what I establish with my clients, right? And if you guys need help establishing these three things, feel free to book a call, see if we're a good fit. But establishing these three things is how you shape your mindset and everything, dude. If you've been watching me on Instagram, link to that if you want to check it out too. I've gone from fat to fit, and my mindset has just completely changed. I'm a way different person now, and people would agree, right? And now I can help people change their lives through this different stuff, right? And I believe that everybody can do it themselves. I did it myself. But the one thing I loved adding was a mentor, right? I added a coach. I added someone like this. Because when you learn from someone else's mistakes, that is where you're going to grow the fastest. Because you don't have to stumble over all the stones in the road, if you know what I mean. So, that's just a little tip of advice. If you're like, wow, this guy's a scammer, whatever, who cares? But, if you're interested, you can always book a call with me. Love chatting with you guys and meeting guys from kind of everywhere. I've talked to guys from Indonesia, China, India, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere, man. It's cool. It's cool seeing you guys and just talking to you, even if, I don't necessarily have you as a client. It's cool to meet you guys. So, anyways, if you guys got some value, feel free to send some love, you know what I'm saying? Peace.